Hi there, my name is Shannon, and I'm Willamette Week's music and visual arts editor. I'm here today with Britt Howard, who is the founder of zero waste clothing, home goods, etc. company, Portland Garment Factory. Britt, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
One thing I wanted to talk to you about today is sort of a creative solution to selling stuff during the pandemic that Portland Garment Factory came up with. And so recently you sold, basically sold out of ugly holiday masks. Can you tell me where the idea came from to start selling ugly holiday masks?
Yeah, so this was a collaboration between the Governor Kate Brown's and the Oregon Health Authority and Wyden and Kennedy, which is the local ad agency, global ad agency, and Portland Garment Factory. So we teamed up to kind of make this public service announcement for the Oregon Health Authority come to life in 3D and in with a purchasable ugly holiday sweater mask that was supposed to be kind of like a cheeky, fun, quirky nod to holidays and the traditional ugly sweater stuff, but also a mask reminding everyone, like, even if you go visit your family, you still need to wear a mask. And so yeah, so PGF, we made the masks. We only made in limited quantities. There was 10 different designs that we worked on, and they went out to influencers, and that's kind of how we got the initial word out. But they sold out in 3 days. And every mask that we sold, we donated $25 to the Oregon Food Bank. So if some of the masks were only cost $25, so we donated all of the money. Some of them were a little bit more because they had one of them had like a light up nose on it.
Were there any masks that sold out particularly quick? Any bestsellers?
Yes. I think that the number one bestseller was the Santa beard, and it kind of had like a little cookie coming out of his mouth, like um like a little he was in midstream eating a cookie. That one sold really well. And then the stocking that hung, like it was a full size stocking that hung from your face, that one sold out pretty quickly. And then the Rudolph with the light up nose, um those I think were the top three. And the Christmas tree, the big Christmas tree one that had like the lights, that one was like a piece of art on your face.
So prior to the ugly holiday masks, what did this year look like for PGF? Like how did the pandemic change what you were selling more of, what you were selling less of, basically?
Yeah. So traditionally, we are a cut and sew contract manufacturer. So we do all different types of garments and soft goods, and we do installation art and stuff for retail experiential design. We work with interior designers. We do all different kinds of soft goods. So even curtains and, things that aren't wearable. So when the pandemic started, we immediately lost, tons of contracts for things like in-store Earth Day, projects that were happening in April for Earth Day. Those all got canceled because all the stores were closed. Or any giveaway or any events that we had planned for the year where we were going to be doing a giveaway at an event or whatever, for a client, those all got so sidelined. So then we ended up making masks like right away. We initially only made masks for medical workers and healthcare providers. So we didn't do any masks for the general public. There were a lot of people already doing that. And we kind of thought, like, we'll just use our manufacturing power to get as many masks to like medical as we can. And then, but of course, no one knew how long this would last or whatever. So we made about 45,000 masks at the beginning just for medical, mostly legacy health systems and Planned Parenthood. And we had a lot of different organizations. So then over that time, like in tandem, we developed about 5 different sizes and styles, and then 5 different sizes and then many different styles of mask for kids all the way to adults. We have like one that's called the artist mask, and that's blank, and you can buy fabric markers with it. It's for kids. I'm a mom, and I guess I kind of was like, if kids have to wear masks, if they're going back to school, which we kind of thought they were, I wanted them to feel like one with their mask, like it's their own, so they don't lose it. I just know all the thoughts that could go through a parent's mind for little kids. Of course, we didn't end up having in-person school, but we sold a lot of those. They're fun. And then, yeah, basically the business just changed majorly because we started doing direct to consumer, which we hadn't previously done very much. Like we're very much a B2B business. Like we work only with other companies, small and large. And now we work with the general public. You know, anybody can order something from us. And so that was like a totally different website setup, a different customer service experience, just everything changed. And we're still, of course, doing the other stuff with the businesses, but it's been a little less, a lot less actually. So we're just kind of really nimble. And that's a good thing about PGF is we've always been really able to pivot. I really hate that word now, but I'll just use it. Like, so because we've been able to be pivoty in the past, this kind of felt like, okay, we can just start doing all this different stuff. And I mean, I'm really got to give props to the women who work here. They're just like powerhouses, and they come up with ideas all the time. Like, what if we did this? Or what if we sold it like this? Or what if we started doing a newsletter like this? Or, you know, everyone is very on board to make the business go. So.
Right. Yeah, I also saw on Instagram, I think you mentioned that you're going to start making dog beds. Is that something that was inspired by pandemic shopping trends?
Ooh, I like that question. So interestingly enough, one of the silver linings about this pandemic, if you want to be on the positive side, I know there's a ton of negativity and sadness, and I want to respect that. But as a business owner, being able to find the thing that you're like, this is like a good thing that came out of this, is that we've had to create our own, be our own client, basically, in the downtime between mask making and mask orders and other orders from clients. So because we're zero waste, we pulverize all of the tiny scraps that we can't do anything with. And the plan has always been to do an array of like sittable like art furniture and maybe pet beds and maybe pillows and everything. But until this year, we've been storing it, and we've just been like, oh yeah, we're going to get to that. We're going to have this like awesome gift shop on our website that's like really blah, blah, blah. We never had time until now. So I think that this gave us the opportunity to just like delve into those products, start prototyping our own things. And so we just finished the first round of zero waste pet beds. We're kind of thinking we won't call them pet beds because we all like them so much that we're just like, maybe we'll call them like floor rounds, and we'll because they're round, because maybe you don't have a pet, but you want one, or maybe you want one for your kids' room, for the playroom, or for your living room, or for meditating. They're good for all. That's what we realized after, but they are zip off. You can zip off the top, and the interior is waterproof. So, they're really good for pets too. So we haven't decided, but they're coming out like in the next week or two.
Because I mean, like, there's a whole thing where everyone's buying like pandemic puppies, which is kind of a sad term. But like, were you like aware of that when you made the decision to make pet beds, or did that just kind of line up that way?
That is so funny. No, that it is unrelated, but it makes sense. A lot of my friends have gotten dogs. And we decided we wanted to get a second dog, but we just can't even find one even anywhere, not even on Craigslist. So anyway, and one of my employees actually got a puppy. It just kind of came into her life over this pandemic. And I feel like somebody else I know, a few people. So it's unrelated because we already had the plan to do the dog beds. The real reason is that they take up a lot of scrap, right? Like you got to fill them with something. And we have a lot of that puff because we haven't been able to put it into other things over the years. And so to me, I was like, what's a big thing we could design that would like take up a lot of this puff so we can make room for, we're always making new waste matter basically. So that's really where the idea came. We were like, oh, like a dog bed, or like I have these things here in the office that are prototypes of like ottomans. So that's like another bigger thing. But I think you're right. Like we should sell these to people who got puppies during the pandemic. I didn't think of that angle.